DNC launches historic ad campaign targeting LGBTQ voters. The Democratic National Committee is making history with its first ever targeted advertising campaign for LGBTQ voters by launching a six-figure ad buy across various queer publications nationwide. The I Will Vote initiative aims to engage LGBTQ voters in crucial battleground states ahead of the presidential election and U.S. House and Senate races. Initially, the campaign will feature ads in 16 publications, expanding weekly, and is projected to reach 1 million voters within the first week. DNC Chair Jaime Harrison said, quote, "This historic investment comes from Democrats' aims to meet voters where they are, recognizing the LGBTQ plus community is a large and diverse voting bloc that we are not taking for granted," end quote. The ads, which read, "Freedom is on the ballot, make a plan to vote," directs readers to iwillvote.com for voter registration and election information. Publications involved include Washington Blade, Metro Weekly, and our own HotSpots, and the Georgia Voice, with special timing for Atlanta Pride and OurFest in Philadelphia. This ad buy coincides with a 10-day mobilization effort by the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz campaign in collaboration with the Human Rights Campaign and local Democrats, which kicked off with a rally in Philadelphia. And here we go again. I mean, we're back to this strategy. Like, this execution by her team is absolutely amazing. When I wrote down Peter Buttigieg, from who we reported right before that he was on the list.
He was on the VP list.
Nomination,
yes.
To be the VP pick. And we were like, yeah, that would be amazing. But this Tim Walz pick, now that I'm really analyzing it all the way down the layers, like, he was a Gay Straight Alliance
coordinator.
Yes. Okay, now I see you, Harris.
And as governor, he protects trans rights and medical care. I was just on the way here listening on NPR. Trump's attacking him. He likes the transvestites or whatever. He doesn't even use the right word. You know what I mean? This guy, so he's picking on him, but it's just because it's a safe space for trans people.
I'm so comfortable with Tim Walz. You know, he's like the father that at least I wish I had, because, you know, I mean, he's just so, he's so encompassing and so relatable, and, you know, everybody's hero. It just feels like, you know, it's fantastic.
Maybe it'll help with the Midwest.
Yeah.
And this whole theme of I will vote and kind of creating that commitment and a certain level of accountability is, I think, something that people respond to, and it's just a really smart approach. But if you are like us and you've already voted, your job is far from done. I think if you want to make a difference out there, you can volunteer as a poll worker. You can check with local voting activists and see what they need help with. Get in touch with Dolphin Democrats if you're like a local here in our area of South Florida. I really don't think that this close to an election that very many people are changing their minds.
No.
But they will make up or change their minds about even just getting out there to vote, sometimes based on what the environment looks like or what that particular day looks like. So even if you already have voted, it's now time to put your energy towards, you know, helping the people who will need to get there on that election day, and making sure that whether it's a social commitment or giving somebody a ride or working with one of these organizations, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and educating, you know, everybody in terms of how to vote. Our organization, the Chorus, is partnering with Arts Action Fund, and we're just kind of getting the message out there in terms of, you know, from an arts perspective, you know, what the deadlines are and where you can vote, and where, you know, we have Florida specific points where, you know, you can go and get information. So it's important for us, you know, to even get the message out. You know, we can't come out, you know, for a political party, but, you know, we support legislation, so it's important to us as well.
And I appreciate the publications and the people that research. Like I said earlier, I don't vote for someone just because they're gay. but I'll vote for someone because of the way they treat us. So I want to know their record. And we can't research all of them, the judges, the senators, all the. So thank you to Dolphin Democrats and, you know, HotSpots and all the other magazines that guide us and give us a little background on those candidates. I appreciate that.
Most definitely. And Impulse, I wore my Impulse shirt for a reason.
The resource center.
The resource center. We did a Vote ER push this past weekend. For the past few weeks, we've been getting clicks for people to check on their voters' registration. And also you can check your sample ballot and you can also register to vote. We know that Florida, the cutoff time is finished, so we're done with that. And also the Legacy Builders, we had a voter pop-up event at No Manor and a panel educating people on different perspectives and why it's so important for us as marginalized people and the impact that it had. And that had a very huge impact because some of the feedback from the audience and some of the feedback I got was a lot of people did not know other people's experiences and why voting was so impactful for, I was on the panel, me as a Black, gay, queer man, you know, and we had a cis woman on the panel and cis Black woman. And she told the stories about like her fear for her kids. You know, voting is one of our only powers that we have ever had. And we fought so hard to get it. So this is the reason why voting is so important. And it was so impactful because so many people were like, we did not even know. One person even said that, that they just used to vote because they were told to. They didn't even think there was a significance behind it. And he didn't care what president went into office. And so now this, which makes this so much more impactful, that the DNC is putting this in our publications. Like we're getting revenue and we're getting the word out to people. Like for me, I tell people, I don't care who you vote for. I just want you to vote. I just want you to make your voice heard, because when the numbers, it always shows, and I said this before, and I have it on my Instagram, the numbers show that when we go out and vote, we swing the needle. Progress is made. Something happens, something turns.
Absolutely. And I just want to point out, too, that the last day to request your vote by mail ballot in Florida is October 24th at 5 p.m. So you definitely have time to get in there and get your ballot.
So go. Good. I'm going to post on our social media, on Impulse Group, and also my social media, and you can click and you can request your mail by ballot with that link that I post. So go to Impulse Group Miami or at Porcelain, and I will put the link up, and you can request your
mail-in ballot.
Your mail-in ballot. And you can also, I think, check your ballot, your sample ballot. Your sample ballot. I think you can check.
They get them. They're sending them through the mails and stuff too. But the ballot, the deadline for that is the 24th. But the completion deadline is November 5th. So you have up until that point.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they really pulled a fast one legislatively with all the people who are registered to vote by mail. I'm sure that y'all heard about this, where basically it was just all canceled and everybody had to renew. And now you have to renew this request for a mail-in ballot. And there's a lot of people that are just waiting for it to come, and it's not going to come. So go to Impulse Group.
Yes. And click on the link.